on this issue?
I don't think so. I'm not saying at this point that he could also be a beneficiary or a possible or an intended beneficiary of the bribery,
Okay.
because money was given
Yeah.
to these two
Yeah.
former BI associate
Yes.
commissioners.
30 million.
Only that these were returned.
Yes.
So there was.
But they took it home.
Yes, yes. So there was consummated bribery already, whether or not they partook
Okay.
of that money. I could not say that at this point that he was an intended beneficiary of the act of bribery. But there are also so many questions
Okay.
as raised by Senator Sonny Trillanes. I actually have the same questions also. It's also difficult to imagine that he was not aware of that. Awareness, given the circumstances. And these two former BI associate commissioners involved are his people.
Okay.
And I think especially Argusino, Attorney Argusino, I understand is a protege of Secretary Aguirre. And then that very questionable circumstance of Secretary Aguirre meeting privately with Jack Lam and his group. So even if you stayed only for a few minutes there,
Why meet?
why meet privately when there's a case already? 2 days earlier, the arrest was made, and you shouldn't be doing that as Secretary of Justice. If somebody approaches you and tells you that this and that guy would want to talk to you about the plight of the arrested employees, Chinese nationals, and especially a big man as the top guy, Mr. Jack Lam, you just refer that to the proper subordinate official of yours. Let's say the BI. The BI is supposed to be the right place for any meeting with any interested party insofar as that issue of the arrest of illegal aliens are concerned. But you're not supposed to meet with that guy privately. It raises at very least a serious issue of propriety. And then why is it also that Secretary Aguirre told Mr. Sombero that he should not be dealing with General Calima and BI Commissioner Morente, but instead deal with the two former BI associate commissioners? Is there an issue of trust here? And why? And then we have to also listen closely to the version of General Calima, that it was supposed to be in the course of what he calls counter-intelligence operations, cleared by Commissioner Morente himself. And Commissioner Morente was sort of in the loop as to what was General Calima in his capacity as Intel Chief or acting Intel Chief doing in the course, in pursuance of the so-called anti-counter-intel operations.
Because General Calima allegedly was given 18 million pesos in that whole 50 million bribery issue. 30 million to the two former BI commissioners, 18 million to Calima, and 2 million allegedly went to Wally Sombero. So you believe the 18 million was part of a legitimate operation?
It might be. I cannot yet say for sure, but I was listening intently to the version of General Calima, and then corroborated by Commissioner Morente, and also a very curious thing, or a meeting where Commissioner Morente was there, and then General Calima, and then Robles, the Associate Commissioner Robles was there. I think Argusino was there or was not yet there when they're supposed to have also called via speakerphone Mr. Sombero and even Montulfo. And then General Calima was saying that it's sort of parang tinatakot sila na, ma-expose na yan. And then this Robles, according to General Calima, is parang natakot daw ng gusto and tinuro nga parang something like nadamay lang naman ako dyan.
Okay. You know, President Duterte has been known to be very harsh on his critics, you being one of them. Just today, he did threaten to fire or remove someone from office who is a friend of his, an appointee at the NBI. He threatened that he would relieve Geran if the 3 NBI assets did not surrender. Do you believe President Duterte should have equal tenacity and resolve when it comes to his own appointees, his own friends?
Oh, certainly. That would really be an admirable stance, an admirable attitude on the part of the president if he really acts in earnest and acts rapidly in terms of really cracking the whip on erring officials. But, you know, with respect to this threat to relieve Director Geran, and I think he should first look into the whole story
Before relieving
him, because you see, NBI has a different version, has a different set of findings insofar as that incident is concerned, as against the findings of the PNP. We also have to look into the NBI's own findings. There might be more in that.
For our viewers, just to let them know, some of them may not be up to date. We're actually shifting a bit from the Korean businessman issue and the Jack Lam Chinese illegal immigrants issue. So because they're both hearings that are ongoing in the Senate, just very quickly, do you feel vindicated somehow? Clearly you went through your own trials in the Senate. You have already 2 complaints that have been dismissed by the Senate Ethics Committee for lack of jurisdiction. How do you feel at this point with where you are?
I just feel that truth will always come out. I have not achieved yet full vindication of what was done to me or being done to me, but slowly and gradually things are coming out.
Because Senator, I'm sure you're aware that there are people who have started to believe that you really benefited from drug money during the campaign. That's the shift in your reputation that has occurred.
Yes, Karen. That's why I keep on fighting. That's why I keep on professing innocence, keep on expressing my innocence. Any opportunity that I have to do it. Because I don't want more people to believe that. Because I know that there are people who believe that.
Because of the hearings every day, both from the House and the Senate.
And the non-stop. The non-stop, I call it propaganda. In continuously, persistently portraying me as someone involved in the drug trade, which, as I said, and I keep on saying, is an absolute fabrication. Now, all of these things that is happening, I'd like to say that this is the start of my vindication, although I think there might be more that can be done to me. I'm not sure whether the worst has happened already insofar as their accusations against me, because cases are still pending before the DOJ and at various fora. But at least all of this. Because, Karen, I'm telling you, I am absolutely not part of any of this illegal drug trade, whether it's Bilibid, in Bilibid, or outside.
Or Kerwin Espinosa.
And especially also Kerwin Espinosa.
Could you have possibly really taken money from Kerwin Espinosa as a contributor?
No.
No?
I was very conscious about who my contributors were. It's all there in my saucer. And I made sure that there would be no such money from dubious characters.
All right, this is fresh. This is just in. There are reports that PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa has dissolved the AIDG. Good. Why is that good?
Good.
Okay, go ahead.
Because that means they're aware of the fact that the very men involved in anti-drug operations, AIDG is anti-illegal drugs group of the PNP, are involved in illegal activities under the guise of the so-called war on drugs. But does it mean that the suspicion of General Bato, General De La Rosa, is apart from Superintendent Dumlao,
Yeah.
Rafael Dumlao,
Yeah.
others
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
that special unit, that is a special unit, could be involved.
What would
Can
you
imagine the
you
scenario
want-
being portrayed
Yeah.
here?
You once said that Bato could have been used as a scapegoat when the House Speaker was asking him to resign, but that's all well that ends well after his party. What do you expect from the PNP chief, given that along with the war on drugs, there are also scalawag and rogue policemen that are being exposed?
Well, he should make clear, he should really make sure that these scalawags are punished
Okay.
administratively and criminally
Yeah.
under ordinary course of law, but they should really be very serious about those going after them.
Okay.
And again, dapat naman kasi talaga, Karen, mula sa presidente hanggang kay Chief De La Rosa, they should really categorically give the
Yeah.
order to stop the killings. Continue with other operations against drugs, especially drug syndicates,
Okay.
especially big time drug lords and traffickers, but stop the killings, because these people below them know that is wrong, that is also a criminal act, that is an illegal order. Now, sila ang matatamaan nito later.
Okay. All right. Now, my last question, we have to go to a break because Miss Universe is ongoing right now. But this is more personal for you. There's a disbarment complaint against you.
Mhm.
And after your admission that you were seeing at some point Ronnie Dayan, who was and is a married man,
Mhm.
why shouldn't you be disbarred? Because I can name you a few lawyers that have been disbarred because either their wives have filed a complaint, adultery apparently is taken seriously in the legal profession to the point of disbarment. Why should Senator Leila de Lima be spared?
I'm sorry, Karen, but that would be part of my defense.
Okay.
It would not be appropriate for me to be disclosing publicly my defense. In the first place, Karen, under the rules, disbarment complaints are supposed to be treated confidentially while these are pending. That's why I find questionable yung mga ina-announce nila. And lalo na yung mga so-called complainants that nagpe-press con pa sila announcing to one and all that we filed a disbarment complaint against Senator De Lima. They ought to know that under existing rules of court, a disbarment complaints, disbarment proceedings while still pending are supposed to be treated with confidentiality. Saka na lang kapag meron ng resolution. Because this is a sensitive matter.
For all lawyers.
For all lawyers, for
Yeah.
all respondents. So dapat alamin muna, hayaan na lang muna that the proceedings go on, but I'm sure about that provision in the rules of court. So it would not be proper.
On that note, congratulations to you also for your award abroad. Just to close the show, how do you feel that BBC and the award-giving body has called you the woman who dares to defy President Duterte? Would you want this as your reputation for the next 6 years?
I don't mind.
Okay.
It's for a good cause.
It's for a good. On that note, Senator Leila de Lima, thank you so much. Look, we're going to take a quick break.